Welcome to The American Dream, a show that started right here in San Diego, America's finest city, that now spans positive media all across the country, real stories in real neighborhoods. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and here's The American Dream. Welcome to The American Dream, a real show, not a reality show. The real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
It's not just about what you're living in, but the community you're going to live in.
High-rise luxury living.
People are the vehicle, people are the connection, people are the expansion.
Helping folks just like you find your dream home.
It just never disappoints.
Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts. The opportunity to achieve our biggest goals and aspirations.
Here's the American Dream.
Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee, my beautiful city. Today we are walking through Cooper Young, and our first stop will be meeting with Karen Carrier, the owner of Beauty Shop. Let's go have some fun. Karen,
yes.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for asking me.
First, I want to start off by saying the biggest thank you to you. This is one of my favorite places to come to for comfort food. It's on tough days. This is where I come, so I've spent a lot of weeks here. So tell us about your journey to getting here as a restaurateur and all of the amazing restaurants that you own in town and bars and everything else that you do.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. People ask me how I do it. I go, I don't think about it. If I stopped to think about it, I'd probably be shivering in a corner. You know, my journey was, I'm from Memphis, and I grew up here and graduated White Station, went to the Memphis Academy of Arts, and went to New York as a painter. I had a scholarship to go to Hunter College and went there in 1980. I met a guy from Memphis in New York City. So I had to go to New York to meet a guy from Memphis to get married to come home. And that is sort of how I actually got back to Memphis. So I opened in 2002 here. And here we are 21, almost 22 years later, which
Please
is
don't close it down.
Crazy. It's crazy. So I'm constantly changing.
Yeah.
I get bored. So it's like a new painting, you know, it's like, oh.
You're a true entrepreneur.
You know, yeah.
You start something and then you're ready to start the next thing.
Yeah, because, you know, if something comes along and it's just like, doesn't excite me anymore, then I'm ready to go.
So tell me, what's your favorite item on the menu?
The Lucky Pot.
Okay.
At night. It is a saffron, turmeric, coconut juice, coconut water, kaffir lime, and lemongrass broth. It is golden orange and magnificent. And in it, we have the ramen noodles.
Okay.
And then chunks of avocado, watermelon, bok choy, wild mushrooms. And then you can get it with ribeye, or you can get it with tofu, or you can get it with shrimp. Okay. And then on top is the fried ramen.
So what's your absolute favorite thing about Memphis, besides your own restaurants and adventures?
The people.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of friends or people who've come here who started working with us from California. Stacy Keel, she's a great artist. She moved here from LA, didn't know anybody. She came here for a Ghana Fest. Somebody said, you should go talk to Karen and get a job. And this was 15 years ago. She's one of many that have moved here, and just, there is a true camaraderie of love and friendship. And you know, it's almost like New York City for me. When I lived in New York City, the friends that I made there are friends for life. Mm-hmm. The people here, they will wrap their arms around you, and they will support you no matter what happens.
So I don't know if your staff has told you, for the past 5 years, I have been ordering a crepe with no crepe.
Right, they did tell me
and I'm
that.
curious to know if you would consider making it a secret menu item.
I will.
Well, what are we gonna name it?
Captain Magic.
I love it. I'm so excited.
This is your name. I was thinking about that this morning. I didn't know. And somebody said, oh, do you not know what she orders? She orders this crepe with no crepe. I said, well, what does that mean? I said, well, if it's a sugar butter crepe, would she just have sugar butter at the bottom of the bowl? And they go, no, Karen, it's the Nutella with the berries. I went, got it. It was hilarious. Emma told me, my GM, and she goes, well, what could you name? And I went, Captain Magic.
I love it.
It's pretty good.
Well, thank you so much for having us
thank
today.
You. It was a pleasure.
You are such an amazing treasure to the city and everything that you've done to this world. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Can't do it without the staff. I'm only as good as they are, truly.
One of the many things that I love about Cooper Young is the easy access from your doorstep to all of the restaurants, from Beauty Shop, Young Avenue, Tsunami, and then you have the bars, Celtic Crossing for a Guinness, Bar DKDC for some local music. On a beautiful day, it makes for a great pop-in at the House of Meows, 901 Comics, Burke's Bookstores, J. Atkins Galleries, and so much more. Thank you for joining us today on American Dream TV. I hope you will take a stroll through Cooper Young and stop by Beauty Shop to order the Captain Magic, or stop by Midtown, Bramble and Bloom with Marissa to order some beautiful local flowers.
Welcome to the American Dream TV. This is Selling Memphis, and I'm your host, Kendra Bell. Today we're at the Memphis Botanic Gardens, one of my favorite places. It was actually the first place that I took my daughter after she was born. There's a ton of things to do here. We're going to meet with the executive director. He's going to give us a little insight on how the gardens was first created, and there's some construction going on. There's new things on the horizon. So come with me. Let's go inside the gardens. There's a lot to see. We're going to check it out. Come on, let's go. Today we're starting out in my big backyard, and I'm here with the executive director, Mr. Mike Allen. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Kendra. Good to be with you.
It's a beautiful day. It's always beautiful here in the gardens.
It is, and you probably hear some noise in the background. We have a field trip here today, one of the many things we do at the garden every day.
Well, how did it all start? Who came up with this idea? How did it begin?
Well, it's kind of nice that you're here right now. This is actually the end of our 70th anniversary.
Wow.
So back 70 years ago, when there really wasn't much out in East Memphis, the city council and the city mayor purchased land, which is now the Memphis Botanic Garden, and also Audubon Park and the Audubon Golf Course. At first, it was primarily individual garden clubs and garden societies, both women's and men's, and they over time built what is now the Memphis Botanic Garden. In more recent years, most of those organizations, those clubs and societies have kind of ceased to exist. There's a couple left, but not too many.
When we came in, I noticed a lot of holiday decorations. What's going on right now?
So as we're filming this, we're in the midst of what we call Holiday Wonders at the Garden. And Holiday Wonders at the Garden is about a 24-night event that opens up the garden grounds to our members and guests at nighttime. The garden, as I said, is about 96 acres in size, but the northern part, maybe 20, 25 acres, we light up just almost every square inch of it.
Tell us what else you have to offer for big major events.
Well, we kind of organize our operation in four ways. There are four parts to the Memphis Botanic Garden. The first, of course, is horticulture. The second of which is education. So you may hear some noise in the background. We have a field trip here today, and we welcome about 40,000 school children every year. The third part is what we call our earned income. So it's entirely likely that you or your friends, others, have been here for wedding ceremonies or wedding receptions, and we do a lot of those. And then the fourth is what you mentioned, which is the outdoor stage, mostly the music events that we do there. The most well-known of which is Live at the Garden, which we've done for, I think, 22 years now, and where we have 5 shows every summer and get pretty big names that come in, and then we host 7,000 or 8,000 people out there.
You guys do a fabulous job.
Thank you.
Now you have a very iconic red bridge.
We do.
Can you take me over to it and let's continue talking about the gardens?
We'd love to. It's in our Japanese garden. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Well, this is the Japanese garden, and it's probably our largest garden in terms of just geography here in the Memphis Botanic Garden. We're looking at the iconic red bridge, which, probably every family in Memphis at one point or another has had their photographs taken on here. Prom pictures, wedding pictures, there's always activity over there. I think it's the most, it's certainly one of the most iconic things in Memphis that people will recognize.
So you have maybe some things coming up on the horizon that you could maybe not share it all with us, but give us a little teaser?
Last year we had Alice's Adventures at the Garden, which were these huge living sculptures that came from our partners at the Atlanta Botanic Garden. And so in 2025, we're going to have another one. I can't tell you what it is just yet, but I will say this, it's going to be both physically bigger than the Alice exhibits, and I think it has the potential to be even more interesting for our guests and for all the folks who come here.
I'm sure it's going to be absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us out today. Cheers to the American Dream TV.
Well, thanks so much for coming here, for being our guest, and best wishes to you.
Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sure when you hear Memphis, you think of Memphis blues and barbecue. But today, we're headed for a sweet treat in East Memphis. I'm your host, Mietha Tapley of Cry Alike, and this is the American Dream TV. Let's go. We are at Sweet Noshings with the owners, Zahara Al-Siddiq and Sultana, and I'm so excited to be here today. Sweet Noshings is the home of my most favorite peanut butter cup. Cannot leave the store without smiling. It's such a bright, happy place. And this is Sweet Noshings' second location and a favorite around Memphis. So, Zahara, what was your inspiration for Sweet Noshings? Such a cool place.
A close friend of ours owned the Sweet Noshings at Madison, and they wanted to sell it. And they approached us, and we went and we saw it, and we saw a lot of personality in the store and how cute and adorable it was, and we fell in love with it. And what sold us on that was they did a lot of things in-house.
Yeah, you even have the classic Memphis sign, which I love, so fun.
And it is done by the original painter.
So, Sultana, tell me, there's so many items in this store. Like, what's your best seller?
Well, our in-house items are.
Okay.
So we make a lot of stuff in-house. And let's start off with our, first and foremost, our ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
So all this is made in-house. And we've added so many other flavors to it. We've customized it, gotten our customers' opinions. So we make all this in-house.
How many flavors? I mean, this is like 3 cases.
A lot. In rotation, we have over 50 flavors. So in rotation, we have, our holiday flavors, and then our summer flavors, and then our fall flavors. We make our fudge in-house, and of course, our popcorn.
We wanted to create something that was local to Memphis, and when it comes to Memphis,
Memphis and popcorn.
What's better than barbecue? So we decided to mix up some barbecue popcorn with some caramel popcorn, and this is how we came up with our Memphis mix. Here, you guys can try some.
Awesome. Isn't this such a sweet spot? There's also lovely neighborhoods nearby and a really special up-and-coming development that I'm excited to go check out. Welcome to Princeton Heights. I'm here with the builder's agent, Brittany Myers-Cobb, and I'm excited to hear about the development and tour some homes. Thanks for having us, Brittany.
I'm excited to have you guys. Come on in. Welcome to Princeton Heights, a 17-lot development in the heart of East Memphis. This development offers 3 different floor plans, all 3,100 to 3,600 square foot. Depending on the square footage, the price point of Princeton Heights is $650,000 to $750,000. When I look at this kitchen, I really love that at this price point, you have the marble, you have the appointments, and it all really comes together well. Typically, when we see a house in this price point, you're not going to get those customized finishes.
All right, I love this house almost as much as the last one. Maybe even more, Brittany. I love this big open, and I'm a sucker for some of these traditional elements, like the brick on the fireplace.
So I think you hit the nail on the head. In every different house here in the development, they're all going to look completely different. The reason that they all look completely different is because we have a development designer who takes every single home and designs it for that specific home. So you're not gonna see the same fixtures, you're not gonna see the same fans. This particular development is a 17-lot development with luxury houses in a gated neighborhood with the best 2 public schools in the city.
Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing Princeton Heights and that you'll get the opportunity to stop by Sweet Noshing soon. I'll see you next time on the American Dream TV.
Hi and welcome back. I'm Alicia Teeter with The Firm, and I'm your host for this segment of American Dream TV. We are in Olive Branch, Mississippi, named one of the fastest growing cities in the United States several years ago, and I've watched the growth continue. I've lived here since 2006. The area is near and dear to my heart because I've raised my children here, my friends are here, I work here. I love Olive Branch, and I love the neighborhood that we're about to visit today. This home is a perfect backdrop for my guest that's coming to visit, and we're gonna go inside and take a look now. So this beautiful home is the perfect backdrop to interview my beautiful friend Angie Turner and her beautiful cookies, the Painted Cookie. This is her business. So how long have you been making cookies?
This Christmas will be 17 years.
Wow. So 2006?
Yes.
Ish? That's when I moved here.
Yeah.
So I met Angie not long after that. She actually was doing cookies for an agent open house, a realtor open house. Do you know how many total cookies you've made?
Yes, a little over 3 million.
3 million cookies.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of cookies.
Just a lot of cookies.
Is there a favorite? Do you have a favorite cookie or a favorite type that you like to do?
I do love the Christmas cookies just because I just have free reign to be creative and make them different every year. So some of them get a little repetitive, over the years.
What do you usually do cookies for? I know you do. I've seen weddings,
birthdays, baby showers, corporate events, just about everything. I've put everything on a cookie.
What's the largest order you've ever done?
I did an order for behind the scenes, which they are kind of like a large corporate planner, so to speak. And they asked me to do like 6,000 cookies.
Oh, wow.
For Hilton, Hawaii.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you started, what kind of got you into the cookie? Like, I think I want to start making cookies. What got you there?
Well, the cookies kind of found me. so me finding them. And I had a friend, Brian Henry, a chiropractor here in town. He ordered 25 dozen cookies because I'm an artist, so always doing creative things for our kids. And, he just whipped those up, and I was like, I can't whip up 25 dozen cookies. But we did it, and from there, the business just grew. Before I knew it, I am turning my craft room upstairs into a fully functional health department regulated kitchen. And I love that part of it.
Yes.
So I get to stay home with my kids. It just kind of grew from there. It's just been amazing.
Well, I watch the things that you post and the things that you say, and I'm always so impressed. And you definitely had a lot of God moments in your life where things just happened. And let's go ahead and talk about the other one.
Yes.
Because I was so proud of you when I saw this. This is one of my bucket list items. I would love to publish a book.
Yeah.
How did you get into the book?
That kind of was happenstance, just I guess from my life, events that have taken place in my life, and I just have been writing ever since that happened. I just decided I wanted to write this big book about my life, and it's just so heavy that I kind of had to wait.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh my goodness, I could put this in children's book form. So that's when it just seemed like a little more tangible at the time. So then that's when I set out to research. And I'm just one of these people, I'm self-taught. You can research and learn how to do anything, in today's world.
You are a great example, and I'm so proud of your success. I'm happy for you. Beautiful home, beautiful friend, beautiful story. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks to my homeowners for letting us borrow their space. And thank you for tuning in. Alicia Teeter with The Firm. See you next time.
Welcome to another segment of the American Dream Selling Memphis. I'm Lisa Nelson, your host. Today we have a special show for you about visual arts and culture. We're here at the Dr. Weathers Collection Museum and Gallery in Memphis, Tennessee on the historical Beale Street. And I want you to feature and see this wonderful gallery and museum that houses and showcases 1.8 million in photography that talks about civil rights and African American history. So come on, follow me as we go into the Dr. Weathers Collection Museum and Gallery. Let's go. I am here today with Mr. Joe Calhoun, the operations manager of the gallery. And so today, one of the things that I want to know is who Dr. Weathers was and how did he get into photography?
So his first opportunity, he was gifted a camera that his sister didn't want. There was a program at Manassas High School while he was in school. And Jackie Robinson's wife, who at that time was a model, was at the school, and he tried to take a picture of her. And so he tried to take it from the bandstands, and it didn't come out that well. So he just got up and walked up almost up to her, about 10 feet from her, and took the picture. And everybody just laughed because they thought it was funny. But it came a photograph that everybody wanted. After high school, he graduated and he went into the Army. And while he was in the Army, that's where he learned the art of photography from the Army School of Photography. And in 1955, his big opportunity came when he was selected by the Chicago Defender to document and photograph what he could of the Emmit Till trial.
Oh, wow.
So that really started his ball rolling.
Now, one of the things about Dr. Weathers is that he was able to capture so many pivotal moments in our history that he was able to become the personal photographer of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Tell us, how did that occur?
Martin Luther King requested Ernest Withers to come to make a photograph of the first people riding the desegregated bus, which was Martin Luther King and Ralph Abernathy. And so from 1955 until his assassination in 1968, he was one of Martin Luther King's personal photographers. This photograph was a photograph that Martin Luther King requested that Ernest Withers take. You see Martin Luther King and Ralph Abernathy in the front of the bus, and you see a white gentleman standing in the back of the bus. Had it been the day before, the roles would have been reversed. So this was a very symbolic picture of the times. Of course, we can't talk about Dr. Withers without talking about the sanitation strike. This is one of his most iconic photographs. And everybody knows the symbol of the sanitation strike was the I Am a Man poster.
My understanding is that Dr. Weathers had 1.8 million photographs that were taken over decades. How do you preserve such photography?
Most of them are still in negative form, waiting to be developed. We're partnering with Microsoft in a very short time, and they will be digitizing them using modern technology like AI and facial recognition to expedite that process. But right now they're housed down the street. We've got 3 rooms above Alfred's Restaurant that they're housed in. And then we've got the hard copies, a lot of them are housed at the vault at First Tennessee Bank. So we do try to make sure that they're under climate control and all that so that it will preserve the photographs. But we're anxious to this undertaking with Microsoft to see them develop. But we do absolutely encourage everyone to come down to the Withers Museum Gallery and collection of photographs, over 1,800,000 photographs taken by one person, Dr. Ernest C. Withers. So come on down.
Thank you for joining me in exploring this gallery. I'm Lisa Nelson, your host, your real estate and lifestyle expert. See you next time. Goodbye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show, produced from America's finest city, but shot in the heart of your neighborhoods. Don't forget positive media when the world really needs it. Follow us on social media at The American Dream TV. See you next time. In the meantime, cheers to your American dream.